And welcome back. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively. Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower. Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor. When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
Okay, that's not suspicious at all. Come on. Who are you, really? Nat. Nat the Mousekin.
Iggy huffed with gratification. Nat began to turn away indifferently. Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off. Realizing he'd worn their patience thin, Nat relented. Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes. Nat took a deep breath in. Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers. For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
Original? What does that mean? Without residence? Oh, wait, so the dream where he was like outside is true? Where the town was some kind of small scale experiment? And this is the real one? So they're trying to like fix a tragedy that happened by testing it on replicas? Maybe that's it.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source!
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably. He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him. He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out. Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to Perennial Harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
He's gonna find Gran, or...
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth.
Is the headstone still there?
He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips. There was no reply, just snow-covered silence. Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave. Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow. He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Okay.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs. Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
He's got a fighting spirit.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve. Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
Okay, so they moved the town. There was no, like, scale changing. They just moved the town to another location that was a replica, and no one ever left town to discover that. It seems like Gran knew something about it. Yes, actually, you do seem like the killer.
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Ha! Ha!
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Explosives! They gonna be okay with all the snow?
Luca rolled his eyes with realization. Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Were the chickens okay?
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
It's pretty bold of the company. Yeah. Oh dear. So where the prophet sits is the source. Let's see, can we go in town hall? Crooked. Looks like that's blocked off. Can't go over there. Can we go up the steps to the cafe? No. Alright.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
And there he is.
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation. Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Collect what? Unrefined what? Some kind of material that they're using for the fertilizer?
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
Oh great. Is he gonna toss us in the hole? Yeah, true.
Kerr snapped his fingers. Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance. Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence. After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Aha.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air. With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the
Oh my
firework into
gosh.
the hole.
Definitely something he would do. Look how they all look. He didn't like that one bit.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy,
Oh, no.
crashing through Luca.
No, Iggy!
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
And Iggy is a hero.
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult. With a wild look in his eye,
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Proud.
Oh gosh. Okay, he's crazy. And I learned hum.
Luca's hand began to cramp.
Cute.
His voice began to crack. Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Every muscle in Luca's body burned. Luca felt his hand slipping. A calm settled over Iggy's face. Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Oh man. I'll give it to him.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Iggy!
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
So they were just bottle rockets. They weren't like M80s or anything. Oh yeah, thanks for helping. Yeah. Gosh, where were you? Okay, the source of the ice spell? Maybe Gran tried to blow it up and that's what happened? Tempest liquamine.
We have some idea what that would look like.
I guess we're gonna learn what your role is.
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
We're gonna save the world!
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What? No, dude, that's a joke, right?
Revenge served cold. Second
time's a charm. Okay.
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
Yeah, me too.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Okay, because I was like, it felt like it was going somewhere, but I wasn't sure if I had. I'm trying to choose like paths that I can complete so I can find the true one. I don't know how this game works. Like, am I going to be able to do all these, or am I going to find the quote-unquote true ending and not be able to complete some of these paths? So I can choose to refuse. Let's do that.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request.
He's my friend now,
He
you know?
tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair.
Okay.
That's better.
I thought it was some kind of
Mr.
device.
Van Horn,
Oh my
I
gosh.
applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Womp womp.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yeah. Life is tricky like that, isn't it? Okay. Well, we will stop here, and when we come back, we're going to try the sly path. Thanks for watching.